All right, so I live in my own apartment now, and I still have this problem, like something's going on and it's not even happening in my space. I get this like weird, like almost nervousness to just sit here and talk, which is ridiculous because I also live here. You obviously can't be like yelling at the top of your lungs all the time. Who cares if you're having a little bit of fun on a 1 p.m. on a Saturday? Like literally no one cares. Recently, I had an interview at a bank doing debt collection on mortgages. And I was thinking to myself, like, man, that seems like a brutal job. You're basically calling people and like being like, oh, by the way, you might get kicked out of your house soon. After talking to like the people that are on the team, my opinion has changed a little bit. Trying to think about this from like a logical perspective as well. And it's like, okay, if you get yourself into a position where you no longer can pay the mortgage. Obviously, there's economy issues. Like if you get fired from your job, that's not really sometimes your fault, especially in a down economy. Can't just be like, oh, like, you know, big, bad, terrible financial institution that I borrowed money from. Like by borrowing any money at all, you are putting yourself at risk of having your asset basically taken back if you don't pay the interest on the loan. Like that goes for literally anything. So in some ways, it's honestly kind of nice that they give you like any grace at all. Like when you default that you have like 90 days or whatever. Anyway, this is me like trying to play like devil's advocate in my brain about, you know, potentially doing this job. But it still seems kind of brutal, man. Like, you know, you're dealing with people that are in like probably some of the toughest spots of their life. You kind of have to be the bad guy, which is never fun. If they don't end up finding a way to pay it, then you have to initiate like a forced sale, like a bank sale basically. It's kind of sucks that you might be the one who has to like kick people out of their homes. Like we're all super obsessed with real estate and like making money in real estate and all this investing in real estate. When you start seeing people doing jobs for like collections agencies, it kind of makes you realize like, yeah, by getting into any kind of debt, any kind of thing that requires like a payment plan where you have to meet your payments, like taking on any loan, even your student loans, the way they work here are a bit different. But in the US, you can't bankrupt yourself out of student loans. Like they're literally with you for the rest of your life, which is batshit crazy. You can't bankrupt yourself out of student loans. You took on debt, you took on this responsibility, and now you're kind of out of luck. Like you can kind of choose what side of this equation you want to be on. Like, do you want to be on the side where you have to do the bad guy stuff and like take action on it? Or do you want to be on the side where you're trying to prevent this in the first place by helping people understand how to be good with their money, how to save, how to invest, how to have a safety cushion? And a lot of people, you know, when times are good, you don't think about this type of stuff. You know, if you overspend when times are good and then you're left with nothing when times get bad, and then on top of that, start losing your job, you get into a pretty rough situation. But I'm not saying it's easy because you go to a city like Toronto or a big city, you know, you're paying 50% of your income to rent. You don't have much room to save money. Like the rest of it is going just to like basic necessities. So it's understandable that some people might get into this situation. So I think it's important to remember, be prepared for bad things to happen. It can happen at any point. Things can change overnight. So it is really important to build up a safety net for yourself. Really important to be prepared for the worst case scenario. Doesn't mean like don't take a risk, because again, like no risk, no reward. That doesn't mean go 100% risk and then completely forget about anything resembling safety. Sometimes it works out for people. Most of the time it doesn't. You only hear about the 1% of success stories. That's why it's the 1%. The other 99% of people who have tried it have failed. So don't let statistics defeat you. Like you have to be smart about statistics and math and everything. So yeah, that was kind of interesting just talking about that stuff. I've also been kind of networking. I talked about recently how I wanted to like do accounting, CPA stuff. I'm still like sort of looking at that realm of the world. I also have learned recently that I can do something in like commercial real estate lending and just commercial real estate stuff in general. I've honestly always preferred, I think, that side of real estate because it's a little bit less less emotional. It's a little more analytical and like numbers based. People aren't going out there and buying this because, or not buying this because they don't like the way that the floor looks or something. It's much more business focused, and I think works a lot better with my brain. And I also already have built up a bit of experience in the real estate industry. So if I can merge those two things, I think that would be actually quite an interesting career path for me. So that's what I've been looking into recently. Got lucky and started talking to someone about a potential opportunity in that. It obviously is going to take a lot of networking and a lot of effort to get to that place where I want to be. Might happen. You never know. It's always good to have opportunities. And I recorded something on my phone the other day, and I was talking about how when you're presented with this kind of opportunity, it's extremely important to follow up. A lot of people don't do that. They'll be presented an opportunity, or like, let's say you're in the middle of school and you have like so much stuff going on. It is really hard to remember to like follow up with people if you just went to a job fair, or to like say thank you or something, because you're so caught up in your own world. But those little things are probably the most important things that you need to do in order to build relationships, get to know people, and actually get given opportunities. And it's important to remember that if someone gives you an opportunity, you have to follow up, you have to thank them, because a lot of the time, if you don't do that, the next time something does come up and the person thinks, oh, like I know this person, like if you ask, you're asking around, you're looking for a job or whatever, and someone gave you an opportunity in the past, but you didn't capitalize on it or you didn't follow through on it, they'll be hesitant to offer you another opportunity. So it's extremely important to follow up, to thank people, to keep in touch, even if an opportunity doesn't pan out, and just say, hey, look, like I really appreciate the time you spent. This is what I ended up doing. Again, like it was like super helpful, like learning from you, yada, yada, yada. It's important that you always keep in touch with people. This is like kind of, I guess, basics of life, but that's how you build relationships. You can't just think of it from like a business perspective or whatever. It's extremely important to like keep those relationships open, keep those doors open, and to keep an open line of communication. Recently, there have been some pretty warm days out, so I have been riding my bike around a little bit more. That map behind me actually is a cycling map of the city of Toronto, which I have been using quite a bit, and I like it a lot. Ancient of me to be using a real map instead of my phone, but I do also use this different app called Ride with GPS, and I've screenshotted some of my favorite routes, and then I like draw little arrows to like fill in the street names and stuff, and it actually works pretty well. And then you just kind of like build your mental map of where you need to go and like where all the bike lanes are. Freaking flawless, man. Like I have absolutely enjoyed cycling in the city of Toronto. It's so much better than the suburbs, man. So I hope to continue biking. I have like a really nice bike at home at my parents' house in the suburbs. I'm hesitant to bring it here because I'm always, even in the suburbs, I was nervous that it might get stolen. In Toronto, I would be extra nervous that it would get stolen. So maybe I will bring it out just for a couple of months in the summer, equip it with all of the locks and everything that it needs, and maybe just take it on like short trips or like places where I can like park it and see it while it's parked, because I really like that bike, man. Like it's so much better than the crappy one I'm using now. I have this really old bike that only has like 5 gears. It used to have like 15, but we changed the crank sets on one of it. Now it was 10, and then one of the gears doesn't shift properly, so it's down to 5. So I only have 5 gears instead of the 15 it started with. Like the brakes are questionable, but it's fun. Like it's good enough. It gets me from point A to point B fast enough when it needs to be. It does stop when it needs to. I have equipped it on the back with this like carrying thing, so I can take it to the grocery store. I can pick up my groceries. It's honestly awesome. Like this is exactly what I imagined when I decided to move to the city. The only thing that I'm hoping for next is to get rid of my car at some point. I really don't like having a car. I don't need a car, especially not in the city. And if I do need a car for any reason, my parents live literally the next city over, so I can make like a special plan. I'm going for a long road trip or something, and they would let me borrow their car. So I'm very lucky to have that. I have done the numbers, and like owning a car is really expensive. I think my numbers as of a few months ago was like $600 a month since I have owned the car. That is half of my rent in just owning a car, which is ridiculous. Like that's crazy to me. But a lot of that was because it was an older car and there were some big repairs that needed to be done. And now that those repairs are done, it's only like minor maintenance things that need to be done throughout the year. So it is realistic that in the next 2-3 years or so, it might get down to 500. Okay. Still crazy. Like $500 a month just to own this thing that causes so much hassle. Not worth it. I need a job that I don't need a car for. And those are hard to find. Some other stuff I've been doing on my iPad, I have this notes app, GoodNote, which I learned just added a subscription, which I'm so sad about. I really liked GoodNotes, and luckily I did buy it. Something would happen to it. I was like, oh, something's definitely going to happen to GoodNote. The pay once is going to turn into a subscription, and I was right. And I bought it like literally a year before they changed it. So I have this like tracker thing where I'm like tracking my like phys ed, which to be honest, I've been pretty weak on recently. I've been tracking like studying and just like daily tasks. And then over here, like other types of like studying and daily tasks. For example, practicing Polish, reading. I'm basically like journaling a little bit every day, just like really short stories in like a couple of sentences, talking about my life and like jobs and stuff. This was a really cool idea that I saw from a different YouTube video, and I just wanted to like try it for myself. I'm like trying to write down like how and when I'm procrastinating on my phone, so I can kind of get an idea and try to correct that. I also did have food section, so like what am I eating? I'm not doing a great job of keeping track on those, but I am really enjoying the journaling and the daily tasks. And then also there's this thing called like 3 key tasks, which is you just like write down these like top 3 things you want to accomplish that day. I've kind of stretched it to 4 or 5 sometimes, but you write down 3 things you want to accomplish that day. And then once you do those, you can kind of feel good that you have accomplished what you wanted to. So I have really kind of enjoyed that. And I think a lot of people should do it as well. Like it's pretty cool. It's all of the best things. It's like journaling, it's planning, it's tracking. And, once you track things, you get better at them. So it's kind of the best of all of these worlds. And then there's this whole YouTube thing. I really want to start a podcast, and I have wanted to start a podcast for so long, for so many years. I've actually tried like a couple of podcasts, probably 3 or 4 at this point. I even turned my blog into a podcast, but I haven't got around to getting up to speed on all of the blog posts. I need to continue writing the blog as well. I've kind of slowed down a bit because of the school that I'm doing, but that is only an excuse. I have lots of time today to write, so maybe I'll do that after I'm done here. Get myself back up to speed on writing. And I want to do a little bit more of this like video stuff too. And ideally, I would just like do a podcast where like I have a set. I can just like have like a co-host because I don't really want to do it myself. There have been so many things that I like want to do that I just keep saying like, oh, like I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to do this. And it's like, okay, when am I going to actually do it? Like I'm wasting so much time, and I really almost like envy people that are able to like have an idea and then immediately like execute on it and just get her done instead of like overthinking it. Like I'm trying to shorten my amount of time from like idea to do the thing. I also know it's important for YouTube and for content creation to like commit to doing something for like a minimum amount of time, usually about a year, if not more. Oftentimes you don't see results for like a year or more. So if you are doing something like that, you do have to commit to a long time frame. That kind of makes it challenging. And what else makes it challenging too is I want a studio, I want a set, I want like an office that I can go to that isn't my house. To be honest with you, house has so many things that distract you. You got the couch, so many other things that are distracting you day in and day out. It can make it really hard to be productive and to get the things done that you want to get done. Having like a work environment to work in would be pretty freaking cool. I always get people asking me like, oh, like what do you want to like kind of do with your life and stuff? And almost inevitably it comes back around to doing this content creation thing. I don't know if that's because I like really like deep down in my soul think that I like want to do that, or that's like the best thing that I'm best at. I think there's definitely some part of it that's like the influence of like all of these people online and seeing them doing so well, and like I guess almost envying that and wanting to be that, 7 deadly sin, don't envy. One of those things where you're like, oh, that seems like such like a nice job. And I've done it. I've tried it. It's hard. Like you sit here, you record these videos, and then you have to sit there and edit them for like 5 times the length of the video that you just recorded. So it's not easy, and it becomes easier when you have editors and you have a team and you have people that can do things better than you, but it's not easy. People on the internet, like they make these things look seem so easy. It is not. It is very hard. But again, just because something's hard doesn't mean that you can't like execute on it. I was also thinking like something that makes people that end up doing well in pretty much any industry is just this desire and this drive to be absolutely ruthless and to be laser focused on this one thing. And that's something that I struggle with because I always like to do like different things and to like kind of, I guess I spread myself thin sometimes, but I have noticed that people who like seriously commit to something, laser focus on something, spend every minute of the day doing that thing, thinking about that thing, they inevitably end up doing and accomplishing really big things. I have struggled with that for a long time. I don't know that I will ever be able to laser focus like that. But again, I do really kind of look up to people that are able to do that, manage to, I guess, overcome their own nervousness, overcome like a lot of the stuff that's holding them back and just absolutely bulldoze through barriers and just get it done. Wanting to do something so badly that you will do literally anything to get there. Like that kind of drive is something that I envy so much. I want that in my life, and I don't know what that thing is for me. I think I want it to be like this, or the world of like finance and money and that kind of thing. I want it to be something in that environment, in that realm, but I haven't zoned in on the one thing. So for now, these things kind of remain a hobby. This remains something that I just like kind of do for fun. I want to get better at it, and I'm going to try to. I think that's the most I can ask for myself right now. Just keep working at it, keep improving 1% every day, and hopefully by the end of the year, I'm pretty good at it. I think that about wraps it up. Just wanted to get some ideas out there again, probably going on the second channel. Let me know if you found this interesting. Let me know if there's any other topics you want me to talk about. Maybe this would be good to put like over some Call of Duty gameplay or something. I don't have any Call of Duty gameplay, so Mario Kart. Like I gotta hook up Mario Kart to my capture card and record that. Oh, something really interesting, which from last time. So I have tried using Nintendo music in my videos, and it's pretty solid. There's honestly so many different vibes of like games. It's cool. Like it's really cool. I'm happy. Like I'm really happy about it. It has turned out to be a really good idea. So I'm kind of trying to build up that library of different games that I'm hearing in other people's videos. And I think I would like to have kind of a discussion style of content where look to people's questions about life or about like careers, money, like literally anything, and just like kind of talk and like try to give advice. I don't know if people want to hear me giving advice. I kind of enjoy doing that sort of thing. I'm not perfect by any stretch of the imagination, but I think it would be fun. Maybe not. And this is the problem. I can't decide. All right. Peace out.